Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Alam nyo ba na kahit itong Canada ay naghihigpit ngayon sa mga temporary residents na nandito, 'di ba? Yung mga temporary residents dito nahihirapan na ma-PR, palit ng palit ang kanilang mundo. Okay, ang pakiramdam nila parang gusto na silang paalisin ng mga Canadians, yung mga ganyan. Habang nangyayari po yan, ang Canada tuloy pa rin ang pag-promote sa sarili nito bilang isang destination for potential immigrants. Alam niyo ba yon? In short, tuloy pa rin ang pag-advertise ng Canada on social media, for example. Binebenta nito yung sarili niya. Halimbawa, saying nga dito sa Canada, maganda ang sistema namin, maganda ang bansa namin, kaya maganda siyang lugar kung gusto mong mangibang bansa. Okay, my first question for you guys, what do you think about that idea? Na habang naghihigpit ngayon sa Canada, sinasabing ayaw nila ng bagong immigration, tuloy pa rin ang pag-advertise ng Canada sa sarili nito as a destination for immigrants. Tama ba na ginagawa ng Canada yun sa mga panahon ngayon? Okay, well, sa totoo lang medyo I don't know how to feel about it. Naisip ko na lang siguro for me, no, perhaps Canada is doing that because number one, meron pa rin naman silang immigration goals, di ba? That includes PRs and temporary residents. Pangalawa, kako, baka ito ang paraan ng Canada to filter, yan, to sift through the types of immigrants that they really want coming in. Diba? Baka kaya naghihigpit kayo ng qualifications, diba? Kung sino lang ang pwede nilang tanggapin. Perhaps those who are here, unfortunately, nahihirapan ma-meet yung standards that have been clearly set now. Kaya kailangan nilang mag-advertise at mang-engganyo ng mga bago na nasa labas pa ng Canada na maaring mas swak sa hinahanap nila. Do I make sense? And that's just me. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Now, ito po ang ating pag-uusapan because sabi ko nga sa inyo, tuloy pa rin ang pag-a-advertise ng Canada. Okay? At presenting itself as an ideal destination for immigrants. Ngayon, sa social media ng IRCC, post sila ng post ng ads. Ano? Meron pong isang ad posted a couple of days ago which, sa observation ko, is not sitting well with those who are already frustrated with the levels of immigration in Canada right now. Okay, anong ad ito? Let me show you. Yan. Okay, this was from IRCC's X account. Sabi, thinking about moving to Canada? Did you know Canada has public health care? Learn how it works, who can get it, and what services are covered. Get the details and helpful tips. It appears, harmless. Okay, pero considering that this was posted by IRCC and not posted by, the health department, it is obviously targeting, immigrants. Kasi IRCC ang nag-post eh. Kaya ang interpretation ngayon ng ilang mga tao ay, ano ba yan? Binibenta nyo pa talaga ang Canada using the healthcare system dito? Hirap na nga ang marami daw mga Canadians sa pagsisecure ng health medical services na kailangan nila. So naiinis sila, parang ano ba yan? Talaga bang binibenta nyo pa tayo? Tapos ibibida ninyo yung maganda nating healthcare system when the reality is, they say, ang dami nagre-reklamo na masyado na nga maraming tao dito na nagiging dahilan para sa mga long waiting times in emergency rooms, long waiting times for specialists appointment, yung mga ganyan. Later on, pag-uusapan din natin yan. So what do you think about that? In a way, may point naman, So let me share with you some of the reactions I saw on social media in reaction to that specific post from IRCC. Tingnan nyo, Dami, ote. Why are you promoting this? Canada does not have enough doctors or hospitals for its citizens. Healthcare is in crisis. Adding more people will make this worse. Yan ang sabi ng isa. Sabi pa, itong next, Ottawa is still advertising abroad, trying to attract new immigrants with come for the free healthcare promises. This is so wrong. Yan. Kasi syempre guys, hindi naman po sikreto, no? Na ang healthcare po sa Canada, it's not free. It's publicly funded. It's funded by the high taxes that people here pay. Okay. But then, 'di ba, parang free kung sabihin kasi nga pag ma-hospital ka, hindi mo na kailangan magbayad. Pero nabayaran mo na talaga 'yun through your taxes. Ganun ba? Sa akin naman, guys, even if IRC doesn't promote it, immigrants looking for places to move to, I'm sure alam na nila na ganito rin yung sistema sa Canada. So I think yung pinupunto ng mga nag-criticize ngayon sa IRCC ad is that kailangan mo pa talagang ibida yan, ano? Kumbaga, hindi siguro done in good taste for many of them. Okay, sige, let's continue. Ano pa ba? Yan. Ay, nasa baba pala yung kanyang comment. Okay. Canadian government really does hate its taxpayers. Our immigration system is corrupt. Pasensya na kayo, nandun pala sa pinakababa. Okay, next. Yan. We can't even find a family doctor in Toronto and have to use walk-in clinics now that the Liberals have overloaded us with Canada-hating newcomers. The tweet should read, thinking about moving to Canada, don't. We're full. Yan, mga ganyan. Ang dami talaga, guys, nag-post about this. Yung iba ni-retweet ito. Next one. Ay, ito pala yung ad, sorry. Ayan. Our hospitals are overcrowded. Our country is being flooded with immigrants. And this is what the government of Canada is tweeting? Next. We are not walk-in clinic for the whole world. Citizens can barely get services across this country. And you're promoting people moving here when we can barely support our citizens and their own healthcare needs that they pay tax dollars for. Ito pa, sunod. Ayan. Still in reaction to the ad, can you believe this? Carney's immigration department is advertising Canada's free healthcare to the world, trying to increase immigration levels, while 6.5 million Canadians can't see a family doctor. Emergency rooms are closing because there's no capacity and patients are dying waiting for care. Instead of fixing the crisis at home, the Liberals are running international ads bragging about a broken system to increase immigration numbers. This is what happens when a government floods the system with out-of-control immigration while failing to take into account healthcare capacity. It's not fair to Canadians waiting for care. And it's not fair to the newcomers who are being sold a false bill of goods. Mga ganyan. Ang dami talaga, guys. Sa totoo lang, mag-browse lang kayo sa X, magsusulputan yung mga yan. In a way, as you can see with some of the comments, may bahid ng politika talaga yung kanilang mga comments. Obviously, this issue, this ad also, nagamit na rin ng ilang mga conservative personalities sa patuloy nilang pag-criticize sa policies ng kasalukuyang liberal government. Okay, but yeah, I'd like to get your thoughts on this. Kayo ba? How do you feel about this specific ad? Okay. Siyempre, puntahan natin yung ilang mga articles na pinagbatayan ng komento ng mga taong yan. Halimbawa, ito. Diba? Napag-usapan na rin natin ito in a previous episode. No? Canadians still waiting longer for surgeries than before COVID. This was from June 2025. Okay, this discusses the long queues, long waiting time na nag-experience ng ilan para makakuha ng mga surgery nila at iba pang medical procedures. Most of the time, yung mga nakaka-experience ng long wait time ay yung mga kinukonsider na non-urgent. Yan, so examples of these procedures are ayan, hip replacement, knee replacement, breast, bladder, colorectal, lung and prostate cancer surgery. Yan. Wait times for these, sabi po, tumaas talaga compared to 2019. Ito meron pong chart. This is from the Fraser Institute. Yan. From December 2024 naman po ito. Sabi po dito, Canada's median healthcare wait time hits 30 weeks. Yung average daw po yan. No? Ay, median pala. Longest ever recorded. Ayan, may chart po dito. Yan. Yung dilaw, yung median wait time sa taong 2024 compared dun sa blue na median wait time noong 1993. So talagang over the years, siguro lumala talaga ng lumala ang backlog. 'Di ba? O per province yan. Halimbawa, ang median wait time daw sa Ontario, this is to see a specialist ha, 23.6 weeks. O, ilang buwan yan? 4, 8, 12, 15, 20, mga 5 months ang median wait time. Grabe sa New Brunswick. Totoo ba ito sa mga viewers natin sa New Brunswick? O average wait time daw, 69.4 weeks. Okay. So anyway, this is a snapshot of what's going on. Pero alam nyo ba, minsan hindi ko na rin alam, paiba-iba yung datang lumalabas sa mga reports. Hindi ko lang mahanap ngayon, meron pa tayong pinag-usapang isang report from the National Post a while back talking about how more than 2 million Canadians are currently on wait lists for their much-needed surgeries. No? Pero meron po akong nakitang article from Statistics Canada. Ito medyo bago to, no? Na medyo na pinapakita na hindi kasing sama. Yan. Tulad ng pinapalabas sa media, news reports, ang sitwasyon ng wait times. Kaya ipapasa ko na naman to sa inyo, no? Kayo ba, meron po ba kayong experience about wait times for a medical procedure or to see a specialist for an appointment? Let me know your experience down there in the comment section. So this is from Statistics Canada. Okay? Released July 29, 2025. Okay? This focuses on the wait time for an initial consultation with a medical specialist and also yung satisfaction ng mga pasyente sa wait time na na-experience nila. Okay, sige, puntahan natin. Tignan nyo, makikita nyo na yung pagkakaiba dun sa datang nire-report sa kaninang pinag-usapan natin. Yan. Among Canadians who had an initial consultation with a specialist, 35% reported a wait time of less than 1 month, while 30% waited from 1 to less than 3 months. Tapos, 36% waited 3 months more or more. Okay. So parang hamak na mas maikli, no? Yung kanina, compared sa median na nireport kanina, halimbawa sa Ontario nga, 5 months. Okay, pero dito sinasabi, 35% less than 1 month, 30% 1 to 3 months, 36% more than 3 months. Okay. O, tingnan natin yung sentimiento nila, yung satisfaction nila sa wait times na kanilang na-experience. Yan, ito. Sabi, over 2/3 or 71% who saw a specialist without a referral reported that they were very satisfied with the wait time. Okay, so apparently merong pagkakataon na hindi mo kailangan dumaan sa iyong family doctor, kukuha ka ng referral doon to get a specialist. Yung iba daw dumidiretso. Paano ba ginagawa yun, guys? Let me know nga, no? And what types of specialists usually ang may ganyan? Baka sa mga nas nakakaalam sa atin. Tapos, doon naman daw sa naghintay from a referral, sabi less than half or 47% of those who saw a specialist with a referral ang very satisfied sa kanilang wait time. So in a way, guys, hindi ko sinasabing walang wait time, walang hintayan na nangyayari. It's just that it appears in this Statistics Canada report, the complaints are not as bad as they are being presented in some news reports. What do you think about that? Ako syempre, pinapresent ko lang kung ano po yung aking nababasa. So ayun, kami, I would say, no, sa experience po namin, although fortunately, nagpapasalamat kami, we have yet to require any major surgery sa amin ng immediate family ko. Parang ang wait time namin so far is more similar doon sa report from Statistics Canada. Yan, a month or 2 months to book an appointment with a specialist kung kinakailangan. Although I do remember pala, no, sorry, yung father-in-law ko pala, no, sometime last year, he passed away, cancer. At the time when he started feeling things, no, fairly mabilis naman po siya naasikaso ng healthcare professionals dito. Not too long a wait. Yun nga lang po, no, he passed away. But anyway, isa pa po yung experience sa amin. So, I look forward to your stories down there sa experience niyo sa healthcare system ng Canada. And again, anong palagay niyo na binibida ng IRCC ang healthcare system ng Canada para mang-imbita ng mga bago pang immigrants dito? Okay, I'll end this here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!